Hello everyone, welcome to an algebra tutorial learning about exponents. In this video, we're going to be working on how to calculate exponents using a calculator. There's a couple different buttons to be aware of depending on your model or depending on what you're using. So I wanted to help make sure you're familiar with it, give you some examples, have your own calculator out and check your results against my results in the video just to make sure that you are inputting things correctly and getting the correct result. All right, the first one is if you use one of the bigger TIs, such as like a TI-83 or TI-84, you'll want to look for a button like this. It's called a caret, and it's going to indicate that you're taking something to a power. So on this first example, if I was to calculate 5 to the 9th power, and again, reviewing what exponents means, that's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 9 5s all multiplied together. I would actually type in the number 5 on my calculator, look for this button, the caret, hit that button, then type in the number 9, and then hit enter. That would be the sequence of button pushing. And that's what I do on my TI-89, for example. If you're using some other calculator, like a lot of scientific calculators, you'll want to use a button like this, or look for a button with an x and then a little y in the exponent. And that's another way to indicate we're calculating the exponent. So, for example, using the iPhone calculator, it has this button when I hold it sideways. And so to calculate 5 to the 9th power, I would do 5. Then I would hit that little button, the x to the y button. And then it would say 9. So I type in the number 9, and then just to verify, 5. Then I hit the equal sign, because I want to know, well, what does that equal? All right, so if you do that, the result, what do you get when you calculate? Well, 5 to the 9th is a large number. It is 1,953,125. All right, so there's my first example of calculating with an exponent. Hopefully you got something pretty similar. Let's take a look at a couple other options here. So the next one down the list, we've got 1.3 to the 16th power. So we got a decimal here. I type in 1.3 caret to the 16th. Now on using the caret button, it would look like 1.3. I would type that in first. Then I would hit my caret button. Then I would type in 16, and then I would hit enter. If you're using a different type of calculator, you would still type in 1.3 first. Whoops, somehow I got orange there. Then I would hit my little XY button. Then I would type in 16, and I would type in equal. And the result I get now is 66.5417. So it's not as big because it's 1.3 times itself, 1.3 times 1.3 times 1.3, 16 times. So even though the exponent is a lot bigger, because the number is a lot smaller, I'm not ending up with quite as big as a result, as if I did, like this one's almost 2 million. All right, the last example we have is a nice little fraction here. I got 4 3/4, and I want to figure out how to do that one. All right, well, if you have a TI-89 like I do, you don't have the ability to do fractions. Some of the scientific ones you can put in a fraction. But in this case, what I would have to do is actually take 3 divided by 4 first, and then turn it into the decimal equivalent and see that it is actually 4.75. So I'm going to type in 4.75 to the caret, the exponent of 3, and then hit enter. But on my scientific calculator, on my phone, I have to do the same thing. I don't have fractions on my phone as well either. If you have fractions, that's nice. I know some of the scientific ones will let you do it. So I'm going to convert that one as well into 4.75. Find the decimal equivalent. Hit my little XY button to the 3rd power equals. I know you guys are all waiting with a bated breath, but what I get is 4.75 to the 3rd is 107.171875. Now, all of these, we ended up getting exact values. Sometimes you can take a power of a number and you end up with a very, very long decimal that you may or may not want to use the entire decimal. So depending on your context, depending on the problem you have, you may be asked to round to the nearest hundredth, the nearest tenth, or something like that. So keep that in mind when you're working with decimals, especially taking exponents of decimals. You may get some really weird numbers. But hopefully that is a helpful video for you in using your calculator and being able to handle calculating exponents, working with a variety of exponential numbers. And you've got your calculator figured out now and are ready to tackle some more complicated exponential properties.